All right, we have head coach Jonatan Giráldez. We'll start in the room here with Thomas.
Congratulations on the win. Obviously, a big victory for your team's playoff run. Just what were your thoughts on the performance tonight to get that result?
I think we did a good job, really. It was a hard week because we had no players, we had no rows. Hal and Casey, they arrived yesterday. It was only one training session, but they were ready to compete. Trin, coming from the last weeks where she was not playing a lot, was so tiring in the second half. We did a good job, I think, especially in the first half. We create chances to score more than one goal. And then in the second half, we tried to modify a little bit the shape when we were defending because they have a very good team. They play a beautiful soccer. And even that, I think they didn't create so many chances, so many clear chances to score. In the end, we have a few chances also to score in transition. We could not that, but in the end, this victory gave us a lot of confidence because, pick 3 points end the season as a second. I don't know, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people thought that we were standing like we did this season. So very, very happy.
Can you take me through how important it was in your mind to get the number 2 seed and have home field advantage at Audi Field throughout the playoffs? It seemed obviously to influence the lineup you went with and the decision to, for example, play Hal for the full 90 minutes.
I was speaking with them. We were analyzing what happened. Hal was playing 90 minutes 3 days ago, but the load was low because they were attacking against a low block, no high intensity action. So she was ready, and Casey, she didn't play too much. The only consideration was they flew 4 times in the last 10 days because they played 3 games in different places. So it was the only consideration, but we have an open conversation before the game, just in case they felt something, let me know, but they feel really, really well. I think Hal and Casey, for sure, they are starting now, but they perform at a good level. And as always like to say, second position is a consequence. I don't like to speak about we have to achieve the second position. We have to compete every game to win as many games as possible, to compete, and then we got it. So we qualify for CONCACAF next season. That's a good news, and also have the chance to play quarterfinal playing at home the first game. That is a good point too.
Last question from me. This is the first loss at home for this North Carolina team in the regular season in about a year and a half. Just what does it say about the character of this team that you're able to come under these circumstances and get this result on the road?
Yeah, we knew that they are a good team, especially when they play at home. I didn't know exactly the number of games that they are not losing any game here, but I think makes sense even more in terms of gratitude that I feel right now for the players, because it's a very tough pitch. They have incredible players. They play beautiful soccer. For me, one of the best teams, especially in possession in the league. And they deserve because they are performing and competing really well. And we had to do a lot of good things today to win. So I am proud of the players because we did a good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we'll go to Jason online.
Hi, Jonah. Thanks for speaking with us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about, you alluded to having to play at a high level to compete with North Carolina tonight to get this win. Defensively, it seemed like you were able to really restrict them to very few big chances. What were the keys to making that happen from your perspective? How did the group succeed on that front?
I don't want to say too many things because maybe we have to play against them again, but in general, they like to add a lot of players inside. So I think we did a good job, the whole team, in terms of angle of pressure, with time of angles we are defending the ball holder, and also the behavior of the defensive line. I think we did a good job. They like to put a lot of players inside, so we have to modify some things. If you compare our games defensively with other games, we had to do other different things today, and we have not too much time to train, but 2 clean weeks in the end we can analyze everything in terms of defensive perspective. I think they only had a big chance to score today. 5 finishing, I think, and only 1 on target. That's a beautiful stat because it's one of the most difficult pitch in the league. And in general, I have to say that we did a good job out of possession.
And speaking on, not just Hal, but really several players came in. I think on Thursday we talked about how much uncertainty there was in terms of just physically having a group that could get through. It seemed like for the most part everyone really came through. What does that speak to in terms of the team's overall fitness levels, the medical staff preparing the group, or anything like that, that you could field this group and get them through the full 90?
Being honest, we are right now in the best shape, because after national break, you need time to recover all people and be a little more fresh for the next games. In my experience, when I was working the last seasons, national breaks are always hard. And the first game, especially if you have to play away, is very difficult to compete, because it's not everyone is available 100%. And today, we have not other holding midfielder to play. Heather could play, but with Courtney, we need other number 10, and Lacey was missing the last 5 weeks, so she couldn't play from the beginning. So as we are not having numbers enough to play in the beginning, I decide what I consider the best for the team. It was starting with Hal, and having I think, open and honest conversation with her, and analyzing also her data about the camp. We thought that we could start with her, and I think she did a good job. She deserved the game that she did, because she didn't ask make a sub, because I think she was performing very well. She was happy performing, and yeah, we are not in our best level, but the next week for sure we are gonna be better in terms of physical condition if you compare us today.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Over to Luis.
Buenas noches, coach. Primero que todo, felicidades por los 3 puntos. En algún momento te hice esta pregunta, pero todavía la season no se haya terminado. Ahora sí. Ahora vamos camino a lo que van a ser los playoffs la semana que viene. Quiero que me des un resumen de estos playoffs, de esta season, que ha sido una season llena de muchas lesiones, que básicamente perdiste a las jugadoras por todo el año, has tenido que hacer rotaciones, has tenido que básicamente por momentos tener que mover a alguna jugadora a otro rol para poder lograr este segundo lugar y clasificarte a la CONCACAF.
Pues sí, obviamente empezando la temporada yo, ¿no? Como entrenador justo en la mitad, no es el escenario ideal, pero bueno, creo que hemos hecho muy buen trabajo en general. Los primeros 6 meses de pretemporada competición, bueno, la comunicación que ha habido siempre muy fluida, y la gente, quiero poner en valor todo el trabajo que ha hecho el staff estando aquí, y también poner en valor todo lo que hemos hecho hasta ahora, desde junio. Creo que tiene muchísimo mérito, porque hay equipos de un nivel altísimo en esta liga, nivel altísimo individual, y estar en esa segunda posición yo creo que tiene mucho mérito. Si eso le añades, pues bueno, todas las lesiones, ¿no?, que hemos tenido, desgraciadamente, especial en este último tramo. Al final no estamos contando con Ule, Andy Sullivan, Croy, Trin ha empezado hace poco, hoy Rus no estaba disponible. Croy, que ya lleva unos meses sin poder jugar. Realmente, si lo analizas, hay muchas jugadoras que no estamos pudiendo contar con ellas, pero aún así el equipo yo creo que ha dado la cara. Hay otras jugadoras que han tenido probablemente menos participación en el inicio y que están entrenando muy bien y compitiendo muy bien, como son McKenna, Heather, Courtney, Hachi. Bueno, jugadoras que probablemente no han tenido tantos minutos, pero que están siendo muy importantes en estos últimos partidos, y todas las victorias que estamos consiguiendo es porque el equipo está enchufado. O sea, creo que eso es lo más importante. A mí personalmente nunca me gusta poner excusas. Tenemos que ver siempre oportunidades. Cuando hay una mala noticia, ver una oportunidad. Y bueno, felizmente hemos conseguido esta segunda posición, y ahora es tiempo de descansar y pensar en los playoffs.
Hablando de playoffs, la semana que estuvimos allá, te pregunté por ello, pero ¿verdad? Como sabemos de tu filosofía, que no te gusta hablar de juegos que no han pasado, pero ya estamos en el escenario. O sea, ¿cómo te preparas y cómo vas a preparar el equipo camino a los playoffs después de mucho tiempo que las Washington no jugaban en casa?
Sí, bueno, a nivel físico, a nivel táctico y a nivel mental. Creo que es importante a nivel físico recuperarnos bien, recuperar sensaciones físicas para llegar a ese partido lo más frescas posibles. A nivel táctico hay que esperar a mañana a ver quién es el rival, porque bueno, todavía no está confirmado. Y después a nivel mental, pues sí, tengo experiencia en jugar partidos importantes Y bueno, creo que sé cómo tengo que hacerlo con las jugadoras a nivel de mensaje desde el inicio, intentar afinar lo máximo posible en la información, en el criterio, ¿no? En esa capacidad mental para poder gestionar la presión y llegar a ese partido en plenas condiciones. Ahora sí, por supuesto, podemos ya pensar en el playoff, pero hay que esperar a mañana para ver qué rival tenemos y prepararnos de la mejor manera posible en esas tres áreas que te he mencionado.
Y la última, que casi no se ha hablado, pero ¿qué tan importante es clasificarse a un torneo internacional como es la Champions Cup?
Para,
Que sería la primera vez que las Washington estarían ahí y pues lo lograste con esta segunda posición.
Sí, sí, para mí una gran noticia, porque bueno, nunca me gusta realmente hablar de objetivos de clasificarnos para, al final esto, insisto, siempre es una consecuencia del trabajo que haces en el día a día, en los partidos, en la competición, pero sí que al final solo hay tres equipos que se pueden clasificar para ese torneo, entonces tienes que hacer una temporada magnífica para poder acceder a esos a esa CONCACAF y para mí es una maravillosa noticia que siendo una competición nueva que Washington Spirit pueda estar ahí el año que viene, creo que es una noticia muy, muy buena.
Gracias, coach, y felicidades por los 3 puntos.
Gracias.
And we'll wrap up with Andre.
Hey, Coach, thanks for speaking with us and congrats on the win. I wanted to go back and talk about Hal's role in the goal. I know we've talked a bit about you wanting her to run a little bit less and identify moments where she can get involved, but also keep the shape. Was what you've been working on one of those moments where she popped out, she won a ball high, that was able to be won, and that led to the goal? Was that something you worked on with her, a result of the work you've been working on with her?
Yes, for me, it's about identify advantage. When you identify the advantage that you have, sometimes playing short passes, other times playing long passes, and who is the player who's running, and which is the angle of the pass, also to make sure that we can create chances doing that. And being more specific in terms of position, I think playing as a six, as a holding midfielder, she could maintain the level today physically because she was a lot of times in the real position. She didn't need to move too much. So that's for me a good point. And also defensively, today was a difficult game because she must decide which pocket has to defend and other center back ready to jump to pockets. So sometimes we decide that one holding midfielder is between two pockets and make big efforts defensively. But today we decide that because in terms of physical condition was much better for her. It's about keep learning about all the experience that we are getting and being a new position for her and playing with new players with Heather and Courtney being the first season. They just was playing the last 3-4 games. So I think the performance was good. So it's a very intense player. We are helping her to adjust a little bit the position, the decision also, attacking and defending. But today I think she did a good job.
And my last question is, you just kind of mentioned it, all the players that you've had to rely on in this recent stretch, given all of the injuries. Now that the regular season is over, I know it just ended, but can you kind of look back over the season and kind of talk about what it's kind of taken for so many of these players to step up and keep the team on track to get to secure the second seed in the league now that the season is over?
But by the way, it's so important. I told you, I think that many times, but it's so important. Always the team is over the players. You know? Always the team is the most important thing. So when you are competing, when you are training, you have to be close from the players, especially who are not playing so much, and develop her performance. Maybe you cannot do it in the game, but you can do it in the training. So that's a very positive thing because when you are not playing a lot, maybe you can disconnect, but I think they felt that the real moment for them was being close to participate and to be important for the team. And if they are performing well, it's because they were connecting in the bad moments in terms of minutes, in terms of load. So McKenna, Heather, Courtney, Hachi, and other players, they wait for their moment, and right now I think they deserve all the good words that I am saying for them because when you are playing, it's very easy to be on the good shape, be positive. But when you are not playing, you need to be consistent in the training session and try to keep growing as a player and develop your profile. They were doing that. And right now, looking behind, missing important players, Azule, Croy, Andy Sullivan, Rose for this game. Also, other players make a big step forward, and they helped us a lot to keep performing as we were doing the last games. And competing in the last game today here in North Carolina, I think it's very, very positive. I think for the team, as always say, the team is over the players, because together, as I like to say, together we are stronger.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, everyone. We will see you back home next weekend.
Bye bye, guys.